Hello everyone. I thought I would film a winter slash February, March, January favorites because I know winter just finished literally today. I'm pretty sure today is the first day of spring. And I'm so excited for spring, but I thought I would talk about my winter favorites. Some of my favorite movies that I watched this winter. First one is Julie and Julia. Julie and Julia is one of my favorite movies ever. I first watched it a few years ago and I loved it so much, so I recently rewatched it so I could show my husband it, and he liked it too. It's about this girl who is tired of her 9 to 5 and she wants to find something fun to do to make her life feel less miserable, and she decides to start this food blog on trying to do one of Julia Child's recipe from her book every single day. It's really fun. I love food movies and movies that have to do with blogging and things like that, and it's very much a comfort and fun movie for me. And I also recently started reading My Life in France by Julia Child. I found this at the thrift store last year and I just finally started reading it, and I'm really enjoying it so far as well, so this is also a favorite. The other movie that I watched that was a favorite was Hamnet. I watched it in the movie theater and it made me sob. I think I've never cried that much watching a movie before, so Hamnet is up there. It's, if you don't know, it's the story about Shakespeare's son and how they handled the grief of him passing away and things like that, and it was such a beautiful movie and the acting was so amazing. I'm so glad that Jessie Buckley won the Oscar for it. I was really rooting for her. She did such an amazing job. And then Sinners is also one of my favorites. When I watched Sinners, I felt like a very specific vibe from the movie where like it felt like I was watching a film again. And a lot of movies don't make me feel that way anymore because I feel like the color grading isn't very good in a lot of movies that are just like done now, and some movies are too HD and I feel like there has to be some grain and some choices made in the cinematography for it to feel like a movie and for you to not remember in the moment that you're watching a movie. I love the story. The music is absolutely amazing. All the actors did such a great performance in the movie, and I just loved the storyline. Like everything was great about the movie, and again, it felt like I was watching a film. Like it wasn't those films that are like too HD and it just looks like a really great YouTube video, because there was a lot of the stylistic choices put into the movie and I really appreciated that. Another movie that I watched very recently was Hoppers, the animated movie, and I really liked it. I wasn't sure that I would like it at first because I didn't look anything into it before watching it in the movie theater. I really loved it. It was witty, it was funny, and I like that it has the concept of environmentalism that is the focus. And then last movie is the My Scene movie. My Scene Goes Hollywood or Takes on Hollywood, something like that. So I recently bought the DVD for it because I used to watch that when I was a kid and I absolutely loved those movies. So I watched it recently on our TV that we bought that plays DVDs on it, and it was so nice, and it's very much like a nostalgic thing. Of course the movie isn't amazing, but I remember when I watched it, I didn't even speak English at the time, so I watched it in Portuguese, and to watch it now after very many years was so nice, and I really love that movie still. And it's funny that I love that movie so much as a child and now, because they go into the film industry and that's what I ended up doing, and I work in the film industry, so it's kind of crazy that I didn't even remember that from the movie from when I watched it as a kid, but watching it now it just makes so much sense why I like the movie so much. Next, I guess we'll talk about some activities. So I have really been enjoying watching a movie at dinner. My husband and I have been doing that quite a few days throughout the winter because it was getting dark so early, so we didn't really go out most nights. We just kind of stayed in for dinner, and it was really fun to watch a movie. We got through a bunch of movies that we wanted to watch doing that, and it was just really cozy to watch a movie right before bed. I've been very cozy, and that leads me to lighting a candle. I've never been a candle person because I'm always afraid of a fire. Like I'm terrified and I'm extremely paranoid about that, but I got a candle for Christmas. I'll put a photo of it here because I already finished it, but lighting that and just hanging around inside when it was cold was so nice and cozy. So that's definitely something I will be doing more in the future. Another favorite that I have that I developed a little bit before winter, but I really honed into it, however you use that word, in the winter is having a morning routine. So my morning routine that I've developed is that when I wake up in the morning, I do like my journaling, and my journaling has like 3 different steps. So I'll first use my planner. I have been into planning by hand now. I still have my digital calendar that I use for everything because when I'm out, it's easier to refer to the digital calendar. But I've been really enjoying planning my weeks on my physical planner and setting 3 goals for myself throughout the month on things I want to work on or things I want to accomplish. So yeah, I've been liking to do that by hand. And then I also grab my own journal and I'll just journal. I try to do 3 pages of journaling every morning. I don't always do it. Sometimes I do a little bit less, but it's from The Artist's Way. And I'm trying to implement that into my routine. And I've been doing pretty well now this winter, journaling 3 pages every day. And then lastly is my papier finance calendar that I use just to keep track of all my finances. Anything I make or anything I spend, I'll write in here just to keep track of how much I make in a month and how much I spend in a month, and to keep myself within, you know, a functional budget. When I get up, I'll go do my skincare routine. I'll do that. And then I also have been implementing my workouts in the morning because I feel like it makes more sense. And the reason I really like this morning routine, that whenever I implement those things, is because it also helps me have a slower morning routine. Like, I don't just wake up and go do whatever I need to do. I have these little tasks that I can do to help me be calm and have a good day. Last favorite in terms of activities is to read before bed, and it helps me sleep so much better instead of being on my phone and scrolling. So in terms of clothing, I'll show you some of my favorites for the month. This shirt is actually one of them. I really like it. It's a turtleneck. I never really wear turtlenecks anymore, but I really like the way the shirt looks, and I really like this gray color. Another favorite, this jean jacket from Uniqlo. Absolutely amazing. I love that it has big pockets in the front. It is the most convenient thing, especially when I'm running errands and stuff, and it makes any outfit look good. And then I have this jacket right here, which is from Zara. I don't shop at Zara, but I got this as a hand-me-down, and it's just a big jacket, and it really has helped keep me warm in the cold. And then for shoes, I have these that I got. I showed you my pink ones on my last favorite videos, and then I got this for Christmas, and I really love these. I will say these are not as comfortable as the pink ones because the pink ones are suede, and these are more of like a plastic, like a harsher material. They're not as comfortable, but they're still one of my favorites because they look really good in every outfit. And, you know, once I break them in more, I hope they'll be a little bit more comfortable in the toes. The other pair of shoes that are a current favorite are my tabby shoes. These are from Rabuzi, I think that's how you pronounce it. I got them for Christmas as well because I've been wanting tabbies for a long time, and I really like them. I wear them all the time to do anything, anywhere, and they are really comfortable. For accessories, I have my 2 Bagu bags that I got for Christmas. I have this one, which is my absolute favorite. I use it all the time because it goes with most of my outfits, and I have my Wanchichi and my Coach pendant on it, and I love it. I really like this Bagu bag because it's really big, and I'm an overpacker for the everyday, but this fits everything that I need, even my water bottle, which is crazy. I got also for Christmas was this cheetah print one. I couldn't decide which one to get, so I put both of my Christmas lists, and I ended up getting both of them. The Calico Critter keychain that I made, I lobotomized him. And then I have my Labubu, and I have this like Gemini jewels thing that I used to have on my keys, but it was breaking it off, so I just put it on my bag. Again, very spacious, very comfortable, love it, and it doesn't get like dirty, and I kind of have to worry too much about it because it's like a good material. My last clothing favorite are tights. I have been wearing white and cream tights with some outfits, and I've been really liking how it looks. I really want to get a blue pair of tights as well. I just love how a pair of tights will elevate your outfit but also keep you warm if it's a little cold out. I'll add some photos of the outfits that I've made with those tights in the past few months, but I've been really enjoying playing around with tights because I don't always want to wear leg warmers, and I feel like tights look a little bit more fun and funky and put together. For some fragrances, I've been really enjoying playing around with different ones. So I've been using the Rio de Janeiro 62 for a long time, and I still love it. It smells like pistachio, salted caramel, and vanilla, and it's such a summery scent, and this is one of my favorite types of scent. Found this one at Target from Hello Daisy, It's raspberry and mint scent, and I really like how it smells, and I've been using that a lot this winter as well. And I got this one for Christmas from Mix Bar, and it's a coconut palm hair and body mist, and I also really like it. I've been mixing it around sometimes with my Target one and sometimes with the Sol de Janeiro. I have been reading Laura Childs. I read one book of hers a long time ago. She might be one of my book videos on my channel, but I went to a secondhand bookstores. I love secondhand bookstores so much, and I found a bunch of her books, and I've been looking for her books for a long time, but I didn't want to buy them new. I wanted to buy them used. So I got these two. I have Shades of Earl Grey and The Silver Needle Murder. They're all cozy mystery books. I read The Lavender Blue Murder before. I'm currently reading The Shades of Earl Grey, and it's really good so far, but I love a cozy mystery. It's perfect, and I love that Laura Childs will put tea recipes at the end of her books. She'll put the recipes that she adds because it's all centered around a tea shop, and I love tea, so it's great for me to learn new recipes and try new types of tea as well. And then the two books that I've read so far this year that were my favorites, I think I've read 7 books so far this year, but I have 2 that were my favorite. The first one is Poesia Canhestra by my friend Malu. She is a Brazilian writer, and this book is in Portuguese, so I'm sorry if you don't speak Portuguese, but this is a poetry book that she did. This is her first poetry book. She has a second one out now, and I loved it. I finally read it after like a year or 2 of having it. I've been on a reading slump, but I absolutely love her style of writing. It's very the type of poetry that I like, very wholesome, very calm. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just very lovely. Maybe that's the word. And then to go on a completely 180, Julia Fox, Down the Drain. I'm not going to show the front of the book because I don't know if that's allowed on YouTube, but Fox Down the Drain is her memoir, and it's such a great read. It kept me hooked the entire time. Her life is absolutely insane. I wouldn't recommend reading it if you're not up for a Julia Fox experience, but very well written and kept you hooked the entire time. And I truly appreciate her more as a person now that I know more about her, and everything that she's been through and how artistic she is in many ways and things like that. But it is a shocking book, so don't read it if you're not ready for that. For this past few months, the artists that I have been listening to are Zara Larsson. I love Midnight Sun and Stateside. Those are my favorite songs out of her recent releases. And I love her newfound aesthetic of summer beach vibes. Aquamarine is one of my favorite movies ever, and it kind of reminds me of Aquamarine, but it also reminds me of the Barbie Mermaid Tale movies. Let me know if you know about that. Wet Leg was my favorite band for these past few months. I absolutely love all of their music, and I hope to see them live. Mitski has also been an ongoing musician I've been listening to for the winter, and I feel like that just makes sense. Like, there's no explanation needed for that one. I've also been listening to a lot of Amu and the Sniffers. I have phases of listening to them a lot, but I've been listening to them a concerning amount for this past winter. Just love all of their music. I'll just put on This Is Amu and the Sniffers on Spotify and just listen to that constantly when I'm driving around. I love female punk music. It's so fun. It's so fun to listen to, and it makes me feel motivated to start my day and, get to it. Somber. I listened to his latest album. I don't think I've listened to all of his music, but that one album that came out is really good, and I really like the style of music. I don't even know what genre that is or how to describe that style, but I really like the sound of like almost the echoey style of singing and stuff, so I've been listening to that album a lot, but I overplayed it now, so I need a break. And then Paramore, I was listening to Paramore's latest album that came out a while ago, but when it first came out, I didn't really like it that much. I think I needed to sit with it, and now it was time to get to it, and I listened to it again, and I really liked it. Just fit the vibe for the winter to listen to that album. I watched the Cat's Eye show a few months ago with my sister, and then I started listening to Adele, And I had already listened to her music before because my sister had recommended her to me, and I absolutely love her music. She doesn't miss. And she was a ballerina, so it's even more perfect. But yeah, I listened to her on repeat, and I also had to take a break because I was overplaying every single one of her songs. And then the last two, Olivia Dean, her new album was so great. I found Olivia Dean I think maybe last year or the year before, on YouTube because she did like a jazz performance, and I really loved her. And then I had a few of her songs on my playlists, but then she came out with the new album, and I really loved the new album. I'm excited to learn how to sing every single song on there. And lastly, Tate McRae. Tate McRae is just a constant favorite for me. I think she was my top artist last year on Spotify, and I just keep coming back to that one album. I had listened to her before, obviously, because I knew her from doing covers on YouTube and stuff like that, but there wasn't any of her music that I really, really liked until that latest album came out. I don't know the name of anything, but I'll put a photo here. And yeah, I can listen to that album on repeat constantly and nonstop, and I just never get tired of it. And it's just such a fun pop girl album. It's just always a fun time. Like if I'm tired and I have to drive home or something, I'll put that album on and I'll be good. That's all that I have for my winter favorites / beginning of the year favorites, however you want to call it, because I know it's spring now. But yeah, I hope that you got any sort of suggestions and recommendations from this. I've been reading a lot and watching a lot of movies, so I'll be making some more videos about that to recommend you some movies and some books and to talk to you more about them. But these are the things that I've been liking, and I hope that you have some things that you've been enjoying this winter as well, because it makes the cold better when you have cozy things to pull you through. All right, thank you for clicking. Bye.